How are you today? Good afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon, 12:01 actually. I'm about a minute behind connecting with you guys today. But it is another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. It is September the 6th, Friday. It is September the 6th. It's another Friday, and I'm welcoming you, and I thank you for joining me live for Kingdom Fundraisers Live, and I am your host, Pastor Willie. Now, today I've got on my business shirt because I'm doing some work over here at, as you can see, the Macedonia Church. So, I had to wear my busy shirt. So I'm over here doing a couple things. Macedonia is the church that I am a part of. And they have a CDC, which we've been working with and helping right here in Melbourne, Florida. So every now and then you've got to put on your business logo and go for the gusto. So I've got it on with you all today, but instead of my normal purple for this day. And I'll be honest with you, it didn't dawn on me when I got dressed. I knew what I was coming to do. I don't know if you all see this line that's on my computer. I hope there's nothing wrong. I see it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the light coming in from the side of the house, side of the building. Well, anyway, that's enough about that there. Today, I want to log in. I want to get back, and I want to have a conversation with you all specifically about the logic model. Now, there are some changes to my page, recording in process. It says uploading local recording. I don't know what all of that means. That's not normal for what I see on this day. So if anything seemed to be a little different, Mark, let me know. I don't know what that means. Um, I don't see you all posting. I don't see, and we're live, so I'm talking to you guys live. Um, there's the comments there. So I think I got the comments. There you go. Somebody post something to me to let me know I see you all. Hello. Welcome again to Kingdom Fundraisers Live. I'm learning how to do some of these things, and I'm trying to adjust. Like I say, there's a shadow here or something that's putting a line in there, and it's throwing me off a little bit, but I'm going to get on track. Listen, I want to jump on and I want to get to talk about logic models. Last week we brought it up and we talked about logic models. I'm putting together a series of information that I believe will help you big time as it relates to understanding the logic model and the importance uh, of a logic model. That's basically what I talked about last week, the importance of a logic model and the components of a logic model. We did that for you last week. We defined the logic model and the purpose of a logic model for you last week. So you can go back and look at those videos. We talked about the role of a logic model and how it works with planning and evaluation of your organization. We talked about the benefits of it primarily for a faith-based organization. We did that last week and talked about the logic model, the benefit. Then we actually broke that down and talked about the components. And we were very shy in talking about the components, which is what I'm going to add to that today in our discussion. The components, which are the inputs or resources, your activities or your process, your output or your product, or your outcomes, which is the impact that you want to make as it relates to your organization and what you're going to do, why you're fundraising, why you're seeking grants, and what are you going to do with those things? Watch this, when you get it. All right. And so that's so important as you're putting your organizational strategy together. And especially if you're going to do a strategic plan, these things will be very valuable as you organize your organization for funding. I'm going to do something that's really odd here. I'm going to actually change glasses. You guys forgive me for this, but these are sliding off my face, and I need to have something that's going to stay. That's a lot better. Thank you so much for allowing that. So I want to remind each and every one of you, and again, I'm not able to see anything. So, but Mark, I know there's a couple people on. Sister Deborah, God bless you. Brother Howard, God bless you. I see you all on, so I know that's there. But I want to make sure that I help you all to know how to contact me. You can reach me on my webpage, where you can download a free guide that tells you how the 10 mistakes that fundraisers make, and it will help you understand some of the things that you should not do. A lot of people tell you as a fundraiser what you should do. I want to tell you what you should not do. And so you'll get that free guide, and you can also schedule a strategic plan with me or strategy call, and we can talk about what you need and how to help you. You can go to Linktree. My VA is not on with me right now. I don't know what happened, but you can go to linktree.com/Pastor Willie, and you can also find me there. And you can find everything that we offer to help you do and get your organization up and running. How about that? Is that okay? And so, one way or the other, we'll get that posted to you and for you today. Let me also remind you that every Friday, I'm right here at 12 noon to provide you tidbits as it relates to Kingdom Fundraisers. And those of you who are looking to raise funds for your organization, or you may know someone who's looking to do fundraising for their organization. So we're right here. And then I also want to make sure I give you my ministry plug. And that ministry plug is my 1 minute prayer that we do every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So you can join me right here, Facebook, and become a member of my my YouTube channel. And on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to get all of the information of what I teach and what I bring. There's some guides on my Facebook page that said my webpage, wepeatinc.com. You have the 5 R's for successful fundraising there that will help you in your journey. There is a course. There is a 13-module course there that would help you begin to become the grant writer or gain some information that you also need. Some of these things that we're talking about these last couple of weeks will become a course actually that's posted there on that page, where you can also get the course for specifically, like if you want to know more about logic models, you'll be able to get that information. Give me a week or two, a couple of weeks to get it together. But these will be brought together and they will be posted on the webpage where you can download and get to understand more about a logic model. Listen, every organization should have a logic model, every one of us. Okay. And I promise you, it will be very useful for you. We're going to soon talk about asset management. When we talk about doing the resources and the processes, you want to know the assets that you have and what assets are around you to help you build a strong organization. What are assets that you have within you? One of the things I'm doing here at Macedonia is I'm working with people. We're actually having a meeting next week to pull together the assets that this organization has and how to build on them to be able to provide a quality service for the community. Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why you do your logic model to know what you want to do, again, for your outcomes and for your inputs and your outcomes, but you also or impact. Let me not just say income, input, outcome, and impact in the neighborhood. But when you pull that together and then do an asset map, do asset mapping and pull together your resources, who in the neighborhood or who in your organization has the qualifications to do certain things, you can build on that. And again, provide a quality outreach service to whomever you want to do. Mind you, most of you already know what you want to do. How do we make that strong and full of quality and bring together those resources that you have around you to be able to provide a much better service to those that you intend to serve? So I repeat, last week I talked about the introduction as it relates to organization logic model. Today I want to talk a little bit about the importance of the logic model, the importance of it. And part of that includes strategic planning. How do your logic model help? It helps you define your goals and strategy. Okay. The strategic plan, you want to be able to look at your organization and say, here's what we want to do and how long is it going to take to get it done. And set goals, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals to get it done. and it aligns your activities and organizations with the mission of and the vision of your organization. So the logic model, you want to make sure you're pulling that information together. Why? Because um, it allows you to pull together those things that you want to be able to use in order to help your organization grow. A logic model. God bless you. Good to see you today. Um, a logic model, you want to also look at the program implementation. What the logic model do is it shows you, it helps you serve as a roadmap for developing and implementing your program. When you do your logic model, again, when you do the logic model, your resources, when you look at your resources, when you look at those things around you, your resources, and then your process and your product, and then your impact. When you start looking at resources and the process, that again, that helps you identify what's available to you, who's out there. It helps align your resources effectively, right? And then it allows you to evaluate and improve what you already want to do. See, when you do your logic model, you start off, let me help you do it. Let's do it this way. Let's go back. Let's rewind and let's do it this way. How do we create a logic model? Let's go into that. Let's talk a minute about creating a logic model. This might help identify that a little bit better because I don't want to be confusing. I really want it to be simple and plain. Let's create a logic model. And I want you, if you're going to do it at home, take your piece of paper, put it on the side. Again, when I post this on my webpage as one of the courses, you'll get a diagram and everything that you can use. I don't have that for you here, but you can, if you follow my steps, you'll be able to actually complete the logic model yourself at home. So let's identify, first of all, the logic model. What does it ask you to do? Input, activities, outputs, outcome. Four main things. Your input are resources. Your activities is the process. Your output is the product. And your outcome is the impact. Am I right about it? You got that? So now let's identify your inputs. What resources do you need? Well, it could be financial support. It could be human resources like staff and volunteers. It could be physical resources or your building, your equipment, informational resources like data and research. So, what input do you need? What resources do you need to be able to do what you want to do? Again, they could be physical, financial. Um, and some folks, it may be spiritual. I don't know. But the information like data, I was asking one of the people here at this Macedonia the other day, as it relates to some youth programming, data like how many youth did you serve in the last 24 months? What was the age bracket of the youth that was served in the last 24 months? How many of them completed the program that you were doing in the last 24 months? Okay. What was that was so I was looking at data. Then we looked at defining the activity. So now that I know the data that they were trying to use, and we had history, which is a narrative for your grant. Then I looked at defining activities that they did with those youth. Let's just say they said they had 50 youth that they served in the last 24 months. Well, what activities did you do? Events, training sessions, counseling, distributing resources. Did you go out and about? What activity did you do for and with the youth? So you had the resources, you had data. We know we had youth. We had a physical building that was a resource. We had equipment that they were using, like computers and tablets. That was a resource. The activity. What was the activity did you do with the resources that you had? Or what activity do you want to do? Let's go that way. Future. You already know you want your resources, which you have to be able to provide service for 50 youth. Then the activity that you want to do with these 50 youth. Okay, you got that? And once you begin, once you do that, you define that activity. Next, you want to look at your output, right? Let's outline the output. Output includes the number of workshops or participants served, which are those 50 youth. Huh? Here is what we plan to do with those 50 youth. These are the things we want to accomplish with the 50 youth. Does that make sense to you all? So when you look at your organization and you start writing things down, well, I want to write down the resources. What do I have to help me do what I said I want to do? Huh? Then what is the activities that I'm going to do with the resources or at the resources that I said I want to do to accomplish? What are the outputs that I want to see that happen? Outputs is simple. It says happen. It's what I want to get done, and who I'm going to do it with. So tangible products and services, for example. Make sure you want to do your measurements with that. These are certain things in your output. With 50 youth, I want to accomplish this. At the end of the day, 50 out of 50 youth, 25 are going to go here, 25 are going to go there. I hope this it makes a little sense for you all. Huh? Is that a little helpful? And then you have your long term. You have, by the way, your outcome. Almost missed that. Then you have your outcome. So you have your resources, activities, your outputs. Now you want outcomes. Huh? What immediate changes and benefits are expected with what you plan to do in your service? What immediate changes or benefits are you expecting to happen? How about intermediate? What behavioral or organizational changes, for example, are anticipated? Long term, what is the ultimate impact and goals that you're aiming for? You see how all that came together? Hey, daughter, I see you. So those are the things you don't, when you're talking about organizational management, development, a logic model is what you want to pull together for your organization. And you want to use that logic model because it will give you the tools that you need to accomplish that which you want to do. Logic models, again, are your inputs, right? Where your activities are. I mean, your resources, forgive me. Your input are your resources. We just talked about the type of resources. For example, your staff, funding, volunteers, materials. Then you have your activities, your process. What am I going to do? Well, activities are specific actions and processes that you plan to do to accomplish the goal, such as workshops, counseling, things like that. Community events. Those things are your activities. Then you have, again, outputs or the product. What are the immediate results that I intend to achieve? Huh? What are they? With your outputs, what tangible products or services will you produce? Rather, and when we say that produce, we're not talking about, cooking. We're not talking about, well, whatever works for you. Let me put that way. My mind just drifted away to say something that it might not apply. But in your outputs include the number of workshops, for example, the number of participants that's going to be served with what you plan to do. So if you're going to have a community event, hello, which is your activity, then your output is serving 50 people at that community event. And then your outcome, we talked again about outcome. We looked at 3 ways of doing it. You want to do your outcomes as short term. What immediate changes and benefits are going to happen? You want to have something that you can solve now. Maybe you want to do it intermediately, where we talk about behavior change, for example. Where in social work, we spend a lot of time talking about behavior changes. And so that might be your immediate, or your long term impact is at the end of the day, this child goes from, if you're doing youth counseling or the tutoring, that's the word I'm trying to get to. If you're doing youth tutoring, they're doing third grade level reading. At the end of your program in the next 9 months, 10 months, 1 year, they're reading two grade level better than they start. These things you can measure by depending on the resources that you use. Hello, the process that you achieve or that you put in place. That way, you know when you're done, there are certain outcomes that you can measure. And most grants want you to be able to give them something measurable. If we give you $50,000 a year to do touring for your youth, what are you going to do? And when we're talking about doing that with you, that's why you want a logic model to be able to help you be able to identify these goals, these inputs, these outputs. What activities are we going to do? And you can do that simply. That's why I recommend rewatch this video. Go back to last week. I'm going to probably do some more of next week. I'm expected to I'll be out of town again, but I'll be able to go live with you and help you again with the outputs, the inputs, the outcomes, the activities, the process. I want you to understand the logic model, because the logic model, again, can take you where you really, really, really want to go. I hope I was able to explain that to you. Please don't forget, DM me right here on Facebook, email me, text message me, whichever way you reach out to me. Don't forget to go to my webpage. Hello. On my webpage, right there, www.wepeatinc.com. You can download the 10 mistakes that fundraisers make. It's free. Or you can connect and schedule a strategic call with me or strategy call with me to help you identify some of these things that we talk about and to help you go where you want to go. How about that? I mentioned Linktree to you earlier. This Linktree address, when you go to Linktree/Pastor Willie, you can find all of my sites, every connection that I have, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pastor Willie Live, all of those things you can find, and you can follow me there. Don't forget to go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can get all of my material, all of these videos live, from past videos to current videos that you can find on the YouTube channel, but you must become a subscriber. All right? We want to make sure you're doing that. And whatever it is through fundraising or speaking engagement or partnership, we can link together and let me help you become the kingdom fundraiser that God has called you to be. That is my goal, is to make sure that those things happen. I want to say hello to my daughter. She's here today. God bless you. It's so great to have you with us. So again, do not forget, Kingdom Fundraisers every Friday, 12 noon, right here. And we want to help you. Again, if there are some specific questions that you have, that we can create a topic and have a full half an hour conversation with you about that, I'm more than happy to do that. I want to answer your questions so that you can be the best kingdom fundraiser that God has called you to be. I don't know what your desire is for your organization. Let me know. If I can help you get there, trust me, we're going to get there. So, with all of that said, I appreciate you being with me today. Join me next Friday, Kingdom Fundraisers Live. Don't forget to join me on Wednesday at 12 noon for the 1 minute prayer line. We're moving into next week. Prayerfully, we'll be spend some time talking about peace. How about that? And one of my favorite scriptures, that peace that surpasses all understanding, things like that. Let's have a conversation about that. Pray for me, because I'm praying for you. And again, let me help you become the next six-figure fundraiser. Can you do that? God bless you. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great one.